Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between green hills and tall trees, there lived a young boy named Max. Max was a curious boy, always asking questions about the world around him. He lived with his parents in a cozy little house near the village's market. Every morning, Max would wake up early to help his mother with chores before he ran off to play with his friends. Max loved to play outside. He loved the feel of the fresh grass beneath his feet, the sound of birds singing in the trees, and the sight of the bright blue sky. But there was one thing that always made Max feel different from the other kids. He didn't speak the same language as they did. Max spoke his mother tongue at home, and it was a beautiful language that had been passed down through generations. However, when Max went to school, he found that most of the children spoke English. They would talk about things that Max didn't understand, and sometimes they would laugh when he couldn't say the right words. One day, while Max was sitting in the schoolyard during break, he noticed a boy named Liam sitting alone by the swings. Liam was different too. He didn't speak English very well, just like Max. Max decided to go over and talk to him. He was nervous, but also excited. "Hi, I'm Max," he said with a shy smile. Liam looked up and smiled back. "Hi, I'm Liam." Max sat down next to him. "Do you like playing outside?" Liam nodded. "Yes, I like playing football," he said, pointing to a ball lying nearby. Max had heard of football, but didn't know how to play very well. "I don't play football much. I like running and climbing trees," Max said. Liam laughed. "That's fun too. We can play together sometime." Max's eyes brightened. "Really? We can play football?" "Yes," Liam said. "We can learn together. It's fun." Max was excited about the idea. He had never thought about learning English through playing with his friends. He realized that if he played with Liam, he could also learn the words for different things, like ball, kick, and goal. That day, they spent the whole break playing football, and Max learned some new words in English. Even though he didn't understand everything, he felt proud of himself for trying. The next day at school, Max saw Liam again. "Let's play football after class," Max said, feeling more confident with his new English words. "Okay, I'll teach you," Liam replied, grinning. After school, they went to the big field behind the school. There, they kicked the ball back and forth. Max learned new words with every kick. He learned how to say goal when the ball went into the net and how to say pass when they threw the ball to each other. As they played, Max found that English was starting to feel less like a strange language and more like a part of his everyday life. Days turned into weeks, and Max and Liam became good friends. Max practiced his English with Liam, and Liam helped him learn new words every day. Sometimes they would play in the field, kicking the ball and laughing. Other times, they would sit together and talk about their favorite things. Max learned that English wasn't just for school, it was for everything he did. One afternoon, while they were sitting under a tree, Liam said, "Max, do you want to learn some more words? I can teach you how to say some animals in English." Max's eyes lit up. "Yes, I love animals." Liam smiled and began to teach him. "This is a cat," he said, pointing to a small brown cat walking nearby. "Cat." Max repeated the word. "Cat." Liam nodded. "Good. And this is a dog," he said, pointing to a large, friendly dog running around the field. "Dog." "Dog," Max said with a smile. They continued to learn new words, and Max felt his vocabulary grow. Every day, he would come home from school and tell his parents about the new words he had learned. His parents were proud of him for trying so hard to learn English, even though it wasn't easy. One day, the teacher at school, Mrs. Green, asked the students to write a story in English. Max felt nervous. He had never written a long story in English before. He looked at Liam and asked, "How can I write a story in English?" Liam smiled. "It's easy. Just think about something you love and write about it. I'll help you if you need it." Max thought about it for a moment. He loved the forest near his village. He loved the tall trees, the birds, and the little animals that lived there. He decided to write about his favorite place. That night, Max sat down at his desk with a pencil and paper. He stared at the blank page for a long time. He wasn't sure where to start. Then he remembered what Liam had said. "Think about something you love." Max smiled. He loved the forest, so he decided to write about it. He started writing. I love the forest. The trees are tall and green. The birds sing beautiful songs. There are many animals in the forest. I like to walk through the forest with my friends. We see rabbits and squirrels, and sometimes even deer. Max was proud of his story. It wasn't perfect, but he had done his best. He couldn't wait to show Liam. The next day, Max and Liam met at school. Max showed Liam his story. Liam read it and smiled. It's great, Max. You did a good job. Max felt happy. Thank you, Liam. I couldn't have done it without you. Mrs. Green read the students' stories in class. When it was Max's turn, he stood up nervously and read his story aloud. He spoke slowly, but the other students listened quietly. When he finished, Mrs. Green smiled. That was a wonderful story, Max. You've done a great job writing in English. Keep practicing, and you'll get even better. Max felt proud. He had worked hard, and it had paid off. He couldn't believe how much his English had improved since he first started learning. He realized that learning English wasn't just about memorizing words or rules. It was about connecting with others, playing, and exploring the world around him. That afternoon, as he and Liam played football again, Max felt grateful. He was no longer afraid to speak in English. It was no longer a barrier for him. It was a tool, a way for him to share his thoughts, ideas, and dreams with the world. As the days passed, Max's confidence continued to grow. He spoke more fluently in class, answered questions in English, and even made jokes in English that made his classmates laugh. He no longer felt out of place. He had found his voice in a language that had once seemed so difficult. One day, Max was walking home from school when he saw a group of younger children playing near the market. They were laughing and talking, but Max noticed that they were speaking a language he didn't understand. He smiled and walked over to them. Hi, I'm Max. Do you want to play? He asked in English. The children looked at him, confused. They didn't speak English. Max smiled and thought for a moment. Then he pointed to the ball and said, "Football." The children's eyes lit up. They nodded and started kicking the ball around, laughing and shouting. Max realized that, just like with Liam, he could use his love for playing football to connect with others, no matter what language they spoke. And so they all played together, and Max felt happy knowing that through playing and sharing, he could learn more words, make new friends, and explore the world. From that day on, Max continued to practice English every day. He learned new words, made new friends, and discovered new things about the world. He was no longer afraid of speaking in English. He had learned that the best way to learn a new language was to enjoy the journey, just like he enjoyed playing football with his friends. And so, Max's adventure in learning English continued, one word at a time. As the days went by, Max felt more and more comfortable with his English. He had learned so much in such a short time, and with every conversation, he grew more confident. One bright afternoon, as Max was walking through the village on his way home from school, he met an old man who sat on a bench near the edge of the village. His name was Mr. Thompson, and he was known by everyone for his wise stories. Mr. Thompson had a kind smile and a twinkle in his eye, and he was always ready to share a story or a bit of advice. "Hello, young man," Mr. Thompson said warmly as Max passed by. Max stopped, feeling curious. "Hello, Mr. Thompson. How are you?" "I'm doing well, thank you for asking. You seem like you're in a hurry. What's on your mind, Max?" Mr. Thompson asked, patting the empty space next to him. Max smiled and sat down. "I've been learning English. I know more words now, and I can understand the teacher and my friends better. It feels really good." "That's wonderful," Mr. Thompson said with a smile. "Learning a new language is like opening a door to a new world. Tell me, Max, what's the best thing you've learned?" Max thought for a moment. "I think the best thing I've learned is that I can talk to anyone now, even if they speak a different language. And I'm not afraid anymore." Mr. Thompson nodded wisely. "Yes, Max, that's the key. You see, a language isn't just a tool to speak. It's a way to connect with others. When you can speak their language, you can understand their world, and they can understand yours. But there's one more thing I want to tell you. When you learn a language, you also learn about yourself. You become more confident, more open, and more connected to the world. Max smiled, feeling a warmth in his heart. I think I understand. It's not just about the words, it's about everything around us. Exactly, Mr. Thompson said. Now, I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. There's a secret to learning anything, whether it's English or something else. It's not about trying to get everything perfect right away. It's about being patient and enjoying the process. You're already on the right path, Max. Max nodded, feeling grateful for Mr. Thompson's words. As he walked home that day, he couldn't stop thinking about the old man's advice. He realized that learning English wasn't a race, it was a journey. And he was happy to be on it, taking it one step at a time. The next week, something exciting happened. The school announced that they would be holding a talent show, and students could participate in whatever way they liked. Max wasn't sure if he should join. He wasn't as confident as some of the other students who were already practicing their dances, songs, and magic tricks. But then he remembered what Mr. Thompson had said about enjoying the process. He realized that this was a chance for him to try something new, something that could help him grow even more. I'm going to join the talent show, Max decided one evening, as he spoke to his parents. His mother smiled. That's wonderful, Max. What will you do? Max thought for a moment. I think I'll tell a story. I can write it in English and share it with everyone. It's something I've been practicing, and I think it would be fun. His father beamed with pride. That's a great idea, son. I'm sure you'll do great. And so, Max worked hard to prepare for the talent show. He wrote a story in English, one about a boy who overcame his fears by learning something new every day. It wasn't just about learning English. It was about learning life, about finding courage and confidence in the face of challenges. He practiced the story every day, reading it aloud in front of the mirror, until the words began to flow smoothly. The day of the talent show arrived, and Max felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. When his turn came, he walked up to the stage, holding his paper in his hands. The room was filled with students, teachers, and parents. Max took a deep breath and began. Once there was a boy named Leo, Max started, his voice steady but full of anticipation. Leo wasn't good at many things, but he loved to learn. He didn't always understand everything at first, but he kept trying. Every day, he learned a little more,